Hey everybody, I'm Live's Nick Baumgartner here alongside Brendan Quinn. We're at Chrysler Center. 86-57, Michigan gets the win. The largest margin of victory, ties for the largest margin of victory Michigan's had against Tom Izzo in Izzo's 2 decades plus, whatever it was, at Michigan State. For Michigan, couldn't have gone any better. For Michigan State, couldn't have gone any worse.
Yeah, I mean, I did not see that coming in.
Did,
I think everyone kind of, at the end of it, looked at each other and said, where did that come from? Yeah, this is the thing about Michigan. We've been saying it for God knows how long now. A first half like that, you can't predict that.
No.
John Beilein does not know when they're going to come out and shoot 70%. The thing,
75%.
Right, 75%. But the thing that is different in a game like this is they played some first half defense.
Yeah, they did.
At times. They created shot clock violations. Michigan State committed 12 first-half turnovers. Some of them were unforced.
3 shot clock violations in the first 8 minutes. Yeah.
A lot of it was a credit to Michigan's defense. It turned that defense into offense, which is, the Indiana game a couple weeks ago when everyone went nuts about the offense. A lot of it was, in that case, turning defense into offense. That's the key. Because the other stuff, you can't dictate going 8 for 11 on threes in the first half. But you can dictate effort, you can dictate defense, and that's always been kind of the holy grail for this group, and that plus Derek Walton playing like an All-American right now.
The end is near. He's sensing it sounds like. Yeah. Well, for Michigan State, obviously, it was, as I would said, it was a recurring turnovers. He called them a joke. I think they finished with 21. Michigan turns that into 30 points, and that's the game. I mean, that's the game all day right there. Yeah. Recurring issue, he said, for them. I mean, 6 for Cassius Winston in 19 minutes is really bad, and I don't know if Nairn had many, but he wasn't doing much else.
No, their guards.
This looks like a point guard problem.
Their guard play all the way around was poor. Aaron Harris had 10 points on 4-4 shooting. That was mostly it. It was the thing that kind of gets me about this performance for Michigan State was I thought they looked flat.
I thought it was weird.
I thought they looked a little flat, which is
really only see that from them.
Really odd for this game. And Tom Izzo talking about at the end of the game, telling them in the final huddle to listen to the crowd and understand the rivalry. That's the bread and butter of this program. Is if anything, understanding what this game means, and it's always kind of been able to out effort Michigan.
This has happened many times the other way.
Right.
Rarely does it happen like this, especially once Izzo got it going. Yeah.
And they just had no answer. I think it really got to them that they had no defensive answer when Michigan shots started falling in bunches. It was trading empty possessions for threes time and time again, and then they looked up and they were down 20, and then they have not really been in that spot. I'd have to think back, but it's been a minute since someone ran them like this. And you had freshmen who didn't really know how to respond, and then they just kept compounding things with their turnovers. I don't know. I'm not sure. I kind of feel like this is a bit of a one-off game for State. This thing kind of just unraveled, and it's really hard to sweep your rival. It's hard to win in another team's gym, let alone Michigan's. And Derek Walton was the best player on the floor. Yeah. And, that kind of was the drumbeat for this.
For both teams, wildly inconsistent all season.
Yeah, I mean, I don't pretend to know what's going on with that.
You have a situation where Michigan plays as poorly as it did over the weekend, and then comes and does this. Michigan State hammered Nebraska not that long ago, then comes here and does this. Both teams play this weekend. I think Michigan State's home against Iowa. Yep. Michigan's at Indiana on Sunday. Michigan State's playing Saturday. For both teams, really, where does anyone go? I mean, what's going to happen here over the next 8 games?
Yeah, I think both are certainly capable of getting what you need in the last 7 games of the regular season. Consistency is the big key. Michigan has to play 5 road games. Yeah. You have to win out here, and you play Wisconsin and Purdue here. So they don't play well against either, ever. So
especially Purdue, man,
and Wisconsin.
Yeah, true.
John's record against Wisconsin is what it is.
Right.
You got to beat both of them here, and then you have to go. They're 0-6 on the road, and they have 5 road games left in their final 7. So it's right there for them. But it's also you got to do stuff that you haven't done in a while. But they also haven't done this in a while. That was a 5-game losing streak against Michigan State that was snapped tonight.
Yeah.
And I think that's a good sign for this group is that they've now done something that they hadn't done before. And that's kind of a hurdle that this group needed to get over, was some self-belief, I think. And then for Michigan State, back to the drawing board a little bit. In the first half, I think they needed to have a better response to what went wrong, and I think they needed it on both ends. They needed better guard play and just a better answer to, okay, if you guys are going to do this, ISOs for Miles Bridges. What worked in the last game? They didn't do anything. I mean, they didn't do anything.
The only thing that did work in the first half was Nick Ward, and they immediately take him out of the game, and then
took him out after he scored 3 straight baskets. He went to the bench
by himself,
and that was that. But they have 2 games at home coming up, I believe, Iowa and Ohio State. I think that's right. Double check it. But and those are good opportunities. They're still in decent position. Tonight's biggest key was, I think this was kind of the keys to maybe reaching 11 league wins and maybe getting into that 4th spot and then getting into a double bye in the Big Ten tournament. If they won this, that was very much in play because of the way that their remaining schedule breaks out. Now it will be a little bit tougher. I still think they're in decent position in the Big Ten. I think they're in decent position for an NCAA bid, but Izzo's going to take the paint off the walls in East Lansing, and that'll probably be a come to Jesus moment for that group.
Well, big weekend for both teams.
Absolutely.
As the stretch is here and not much margin for error as March is approaching. So you still holding up? All right.
We're getting there.
All right. So that'll do it for tonight. For Brendan, I'm Nick. We'll talk to you guys later.